And we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rollsicle. My name's Nathaniel. I'm one of the hosts here at the channel. I am joined off screen by my lovely co-host in Ashley. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
There she is. And sadly, we're bringing another "we can't afford any of our hobbies and you might not be able to either" video as we talk about the new prices effective on August 21st, aka after this video is coming, or sorry, before this video is coming out. So all of these are effective by now. If you guys didn't know, we primarily play our console gaming on PlayStation. We really only play console gaming. We mainly use PlayStation. We do have the other consoles, but we are predominantly PlayStation users, and it is just really sad to see everything. I mean, we've made videos pretty recently about Magic getting priced out the wazoo, and here we are moments later, it feels like. I mean, it's been, what, like 4 days since we made that video or something. I mean, I guess it's been like a week. Ooh, crazy. And here we are, making another one. So let's just quickly read this and talk about the impacts a little bit. So new prices effective starting on August 21st. Similar to the many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment. As a result, we've made the difficult decision. Oh, I'm sure it's been so incredibly difficult. To increase the recommended retail price for the PlayStation 5 consoles in the US starting on August 21st. The updated recommended prices are as follows. PlayStation 5, $549.99. PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, $500. And PlayStation 5 Pro, $750. The recommended retail prices of the accessories remain unchanged, and we have no other price changes to announce for additional markets. So yes, if you want the PlayStation 5 with a disc drive, it now costs $550. I cannot express how much this hurts me. For those of you that don't know, I've played PlayStation for a while, but I actually saved up for and bought my PlayStation 4 back when it was about 4 years after it came out, and I was in middle school. All my friends were playing PlayStation 4. They all had it. Everyone was caught up to the newest system. And I had recently gotten a 3 for Christmas. My dad, very fortunate that my dad was kind enough to get me a 3. But he always had this rule that I wasn't going to get the system until the next one came out. So I knew I wasn't going to get a 4 for Christmas or anything like that until the PlayStation 5 came out. And I didn't want to wait that long. I had friends that were playing these games. I wanted to play these games. And I had the luxury and privilege to save up for a PlayStation 4 that shaped my adult life in how I thought about saving things and prioritizing things. And the reality of modern day console gaming is anyone that's not an adult with a well-paying job at this point is basically priced out of this. If we scroll down here to look at some of the comments, you'll see that plenty of them are, I mean, none of this is obviously positive, but a lot of them are talking about moving to other systems or moving to PC. And I honestly can't blame them when a PC, generally speaking, is more powerful than a PlayStation 5, and you're not paying much more than the $750 now PlayStation 5 Pro. If you guys don't know, me and Ashley for this channel actually have a PlayStation 5 Pro. We traded my original PlayStation 5 in, got a very good percent on it. I don't even remember what we got. We got like 300 for it or something like that, which is a pretty solid price. On top of that, traded in a bunch of games that I had on disc that I just wasn't going to use because I had them digitally or some other reason. And then the PlayStation 5 Pro was on a sale. And you combined all of that, and we equivalently had to pay an extra like 100 something like that, 150. I don't remember exactly what it was. $1, but we only paid like $100 or $150 on top of the trade-in to go from a regular PlayStation to a Pro. That was a really nice upgrade, and that was worth it in our eyes because it didn't cost us a whole lot, and we took what was a 4-year-old console at that point and got something nice, fresh, and new out of it. But nobody in their right mind should be paying $750 base price. Now, remind you, this doesn't come with a disk drive. This doesn't have a version of it that comes with a disk drive. So if you want the disk drive, like most Pro gamers probably do. That's $80. That's $830. You could make any smaller level PC for $830. And according to some of the comments on here, the PC market for the price for the PC parts and that market is actually kind of trending downwards finally, which I know it was outrageously expensive, but this just seems so bad. Sony's kind of been taking a lot of L's right now. There hasn't been a major hit game that's come out anytime recently. We haven't really seen great stuff from like the PlayStation Plus front. I mean, Xbox has been pretty much killing it with Game Pass, and PlayStation doesn't have a great response to that. Now, Xbox killed their consoles when they upped their prices, but we were really hopeful to say, Sony, please do not follow suit, and here we are. And I just wanted to follow that up with, if you want to claim that this is for all the financial, economic challenges going on around the world, you can with the tariffs and stuff. But when companies get a chance to up their prices, they don't tend to come back down. They have set a new precedent for what we're going to pay for this type of stuff. And it really hurts me to see all of our hobbies, basically. I guess TTRPGs aren't priced out the wazoo yet, but they're still getting up there. Paizo, love ya, but your products are getting up there. And it hurts to watch things become so expensive. Gone are the days of $350 being able to buy you a console game bundle. How about double it, and you still can't even afford just the Pro, which doesn't come with a disk drive? Like, what? What? Oh, this seems so ridiculous to me. And then my heart goes out to all of the younger kids that are growing up on this, and no wonder they're playing Fortnite and Roblox all the time, because that's free. No wonder they're on Minecraft because their school computer provides it, or that's one game they bother to buy because it's free. I wouldn't want to fork out $550 for a PlayStation 5, and I know my dad wasn't going to get me one if I was growing up right now. And that's not a shot at my parents, by the way. Very, very generous parents of mine. But most parents aren't just going to be able to drop $550. We talked about the Switch prices, and they were already outrageous because some families are going to want to have multiple Switches, and Lord help you if that's your family. But even if you just have one PlayStation, you're still paying out the wazoo. It does come with a bundled game because Astro's Playroom is actually pretty solid, so shout out to that game. But it's just so dang pricey. I'm imagining PlayStation 5 plus an extra DualSense so you can play with a sibling or a friend, plus, maybe Call of Duty because that's one of the best-selling games, and you're looking at, what is that, $690?
That's ridiculous.
$690 to buy the console, an extra controller, and the game, and one game to play with your friend. $690. It's just god-awful. We don't have a lot more for you guys in this video. I just wanted to shout this out in case you were thinking about picking something up. These are already effective, so, you can't get ahead of this. But I just want to know what you guys think down in the comments below, because I feel like we saw the Xbox prices, we've seen Nintendo, now we've seen Sony. Our other biggest hobby is Magic the Gathering. We've seen the price hikes in that. TTRPG market is on its way up, and it just sparks the question, because we'll probably make a video about this, dedicated to this topic, but what are your guys' choice hobbies to move forward that are affordable and sustainable? Because these are headed in a direction that the average consumer is not going to be able to keep up with. I'm already not going to be able to keep up with $80 games. I'm definitely not going to be able to keep up with hundreds of dollars for Magic cards. And at this point, I've got to wonder if we're even going to be able to keep up with the PlayStation 6 as a console. Because the PlayStation 5 Pro, which arguably needs to be weaker than the PlayStation 6, if I'm not going crazy here, the PlayStation 5 Pro is selling for $750. We don't have the article pulled up right now, but Xbox announced the price of their handhelds. It's $800 and $1,000 respectively. The physical console market is just insane. And if you don't know this stuff very well, you probably know nothing about PC, but you're paying these prices for a PC that is just as good or better by the time you're paying this much for a console. And a lot of people make the console argument and say, hey, consoles are great because you can set them up in your room and they're super simple. They have a nice UI. Well, PC's getting a nice UI. We've seen Steam game mode. We're going to be getting Windows game mode for the handheld. Like, these PC softwares, I guess is the best way. There's a better operating systems. There we go. Are getting much more better UIs and easy to use UIs. Building a PC has never been easier. Now, I'm not here to say it's easy because I've never done it, so I can't speak, right? But I know it's never been easier. It's there's hundreds of tutorials out there. There's hundreds of services that offer to do it for you for not that much of a price hike. I mean, I just cannot imagine that this is going to go over well for anybody, right? Let's see what we've got going on down here. Let's see. I was hoping the specific reason for the price increase would be explained here. I have my assumptions. That one's actually, modest. It would have boosted accessory prices instead. Yeah, I think accessory prices would have been less of a hit. I paid $600 for my PS5 Pro. Now it's $150 more. Yeah, exactly. The corporate greed is going to end everything. Let's see. Where I live here in my country, RTX 4060 Ti. Okay, so that's computer stuff there. To be real here, having no first-party support is very concerning. I've been a PlayStation gamer since 1995. Out of all these years, the first-party stuff has been abysmal. PlayStation is relying on third-party support that isn't the path Sony. See? Here I was saving to buy a PS5 Pro, but I guess that's out the door. And mind you, this person was saving for one. It's only $50 increase. Only $50 increase. That's enough to convince some people. Not anymore. Raising prices, so raising prices, all of stuff that's been going on. They're saying that they're going to jump ship. First PlayStation generation that I have not purchased, and it's been nearly 5 years. Here's my question, and this is all I have to say it before we end the video, because we didn't want it to be a long one, and I've already probably been recording for longer than I'm supposed to. But here's what I have to say. What happened to the world where consoles lost value and went down in price as the generation went on? Think about that. I bought my original PlayStation 5 for $500, and it is technically now worth $550. If you bought a PlayStation Digital Edition at release for $400, it is now worth $500. You've appreciated in value, and it creates an environment where when the next system comes out, for people fearing of this sort of scalping or digital market that's going to make prices increase, it creates an environment of FOMO where everyone's going to want to buy in at the opening price, because it could always increase. 2 years down the line, you're not going to pick up a PS6 for cheaper, but you might even have to pick it up for more expensive. And that's going to that's going to create a sense of FOMO that we're seeing. If you check out our other video when we're talking about Magic products, we're seeing in the pre-order style of Magic products, where the only way to get something at the good price, which isn't even a good price, it's a bad price, is to pre-order or buy when they're coming out, because of the fear of price increases. It's absolutely ridiculous. We have reached a point where corporations are using the money to control us rather than us using our money to control them. And I think that's ridiculous.
Absolute. Period. End of sentence. Video
done.
Over.
All right, we'll leave it on that note. But thank you guys. We hope that we can bring more positive videos in the future. And I'm still going to be playing on my PlayStation. We'll see what happens when 2 or 3 years roll around and we're finding out what the PlayStation 6 is going to look at for its price and stuff like that. But generally speaking, I'm concerned. I'm sure many of you guys are concerned. A lot of you guys have already jumped ship or never even were on this ship, but definitely aren't getting on it now that you see it sinking to the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Any and all of it is greatly appreciated. We are just a couple of nerds here sharing our hobbies with you, and Lord help us, we'd like to keep sharing them for a price that 2 teachers can afford. So that would be nice. Anyways, thank you guys for being so awesome. We'll see you guys in whatever comes next. But until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye, y'all.